have the view of the court from the interpreting booth. You have, as an interpreter, you have a wonderful bird's eye view of what's going on in a court. It's like watching a play very often. But the job that you're doing is very difficult. The interpreters are there, and like any interpreter, be it a public service interpreter working in a police station, or be it an interpreter working for the United Nations in New York, their role is one and the same. Their role is to pass on the message instantaneously, and to do it, and of course this is very important in a court of law, but it's important always to do it in an extremely impartial and neutral way. As an interpreter, you are not supposed to overload what you say with your own opinion. That's part of the professional ethics. You are acting as a conduit, passing on the message, communicating the message, and doing it in real time. Now, legal interpreting, or interpreting, international judicial interpreting, is a little bit different from the interpreting that is done at the European Parliament or done at the United Nations, in the sense that it is very, very complex. Some cases are easy to understand, some legal cases are almost impossible to understand. So interpreters at the Court of Justice, and I believe this is true, I'm sure it's true of other international courts, are given time to prepare before they go into the booth. An interpreter working at the European Parliament may very well find themselves working from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, or even longer, 4 or 5 days a week. Interpreters at the European Court of Justice are given at least a day to prepare for each case that they are interpreting. And very often, the hearings only last 2 or 3 hours. So we spend, on average, much less time in the booth, but we spend a phenomenal amount of time reading the written submissions of the parties. In any case, before the European Court, each party puts in a set of written observations in their own language. If it's a German case, and I interpret from German, I have to read a pile of documents in German which tell me various things. They tell me the facts, because you need to know what the story is behind the case. They tell me what the legal issues are, which legal principles are involved. Is it a case involving equal treatment, or is it a case involving the free movement of goods or the free movement of persons? I need to know, as an interpreter, what legislation, what particular piece of legislation is involved. I need to look at it, read it, and find a version of it in my own language, because it will probably be cited in the course of the hearing at very great speed.